Hello and welcome to Business Reporter's Future of Retail campaign. I'm Alistair Greener. Brands and retailers are today juggling multiple business-to-business, business-to-consumer and direct-to-consumer channels. Is there a way to streamline operations so that the chaotic nature of commerce right now can be tidied up? This is what we're going to discuss today with Ray Wong, founder, chairman and principal analyst of Constellation Research. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's start off by getting a sense from you of how companies are currently functioning in the global retail market, and specifically the level of control they have over the pathways between products and consumers.
Yeah, let's use the word control loosely. It is utter chaos. Companies are dealing with 47 order management systems. They've got PIM, they've got CDP, they've got MDM, they got a product catalog. They're dealing with like CPQ. Everything is one step away from breakage. And that's how crazy it is. And so that level of control, let's call that nil, or nil to maybe a little bit, is amazing. It's fascinating, but it's also chaotic.
So what's the upshot of this lack of control and, as you say, chaos?
Well, there are opportunities to really streamline what's going on. And it really comes back to something you said earlier. These pathways to the consumer are important. They're changing across the board. And so the problem in every company at this moment is a disparate set of systems that sometimes talk to each other, that are sometimes integrated, and are being clung on to a Band-Aid. They're hanging on. They're Band-Aid patchwork of Frankenstein systems that are operating billions of dollars of transactions. That's the chaotic part, right? But the upshot is there are a lot of opportunities to not just optimize, but transform how you look at where commerce is heading, and more importantly, how you take products to consumers.
Now, the general advice to date has been that brands need to keep optimizing everything that they do. Given the hugely complex challenges that they face, is this going to be enough?
No, it is not enough. And it won't be enough. There is a massive rethink in terms of what we have to do. But along the way, what will happen is these disparate systems, a lot of these best-of-breed products, departmentally held products, they'll be put together, right? We'll be getting rid of them, shedding them over time. We're going to be a lot more efficient. We're going to have more data and analytics. We're going to understand the customer more intimately. We're going to be able to handle our regulatory requirements a lot more easily. And that's what we're trying to get to.
That's a huge amount. So how can companies take control of all of the product information in their value chains?
One of the ways to think about it is a brand new category of applications that we call products to consumer. It is a very important category because it eliminates probably at least 50 different categories of applications inside organizations and at least 10 major categories of commerce-like tools, right? These were things that, think about commerce. We've started online commerce starting in 1997. Most companies put in their systems after Y2K. After that, they've been patchworking new technologies along the way. And now we have an opportunity to rethink how that goes. And that's really about following customers, understanding streams, understanding immersive experiences. It's one thing to manage channels, but channels aren't good enough, right? You have to be where the customers are. Customers don't care what channel you're in. They don't care what department you're in. What they want is to be treated along the way in every immersive experience there is. And our ability to understand those interactions are what makes this new category so powerful.
And what makes you so sure that this is the correct route forward?
It's definitely the correct route, and here's why. Because organizations traditionally manage by departments. If you were to staple yourself to an order in a commerce transaction, you'd find that you enter anywhere between 15 to 18 different departments to get a transaction completed. Well, if you think about the number of products, the SKUs that are out there, you think about the feeds that are being connected, the ad networks that you're tied back to, the insights that you're sharing between partners, there's a lot to manage, and they're all managed very differently. We have to think about it in a holistic manner that's customer-centric, that's focused on where people are going to be. Those pathways to the consumer are mimicking how those interactions are. And what we have to do is bring that digital and analog world together, and that's where P2C plays a role.
So Ray, looking into the future, where do you see the future of commerce?
That's a very relevant point. We've gone from transactions to engagement, engagement to experiences, experiences to mass personalization at scale, and now to autonomous enterprises. The future of commerce is bringing all that information and insight from transactions, and each one of those pathways creates a stream of data that allows us to get smarter over time. So we're going to come down to three things: analytics, automation, and AI. And once you have P2C in place, you're going to be able to build on the ability to ask the right business questions, mitigate the risks that are involved, figure out your supply chains, your demand signals, your pricing optimization. Then you're going to get to the level of automation of bringing experiences together. And those experiences over time, whether they're self-service, they're immersive, they're going to bring a whole new level of knowledge into the organization. And that's where AI plays a role, because you're going to be able to build that information and insight of how a customer, a partner, a supplier, even an employee connects with an order, an invoice, a request, and that's going to understand context of location, time, weather, sentiment, what journey you're on, even your heart rate, even if you are smiling, and that's going to create a massive competitive advantage. So analytics, automation, and AI are going to drive that future of commerce.
It's been great finding out more. Ray Wong, founder, chairman, and principal analyst of Constellation Research. Thank you very much indeed.
Take care.